Robbie Mannheim's story is one of the most infamous possession cases in history, and for good reason. The events that unfolded in the late 1940s would leave a lasting impact on those who witnessed them, and their significance continues to reverberate through the realms of exorcism and demonology to this day. In the beginning, Robbie's family was at a loss for what was happening to their young son. He would experience convulsions, unexplained noises, and an unsettling change in his demeanor. At first, they thought it might be related to his recent bereavement, having lost a close family member. However, as the occurrences grew more frequent and intense, they began to suspect that something far more sinister was at play. Robbie's behavior became increasingly erratic, and his family was consumed by fear and confusion. They didn't know what was happening or how to help him. The situation was further complicated by the lack of understanding about possession and exorcism at the time. As a result, they sought the help of medical professionals, hoping to find a rational explanation for Robbie's affliction. Despite the efforts of doctors and psychiatrists, Robbie's condition continued to deteriorate. His family was left to grapple with the possibility that their son was indeed possessed by a malevolent entity. This realization sparked a desperate search for spiritual guidance, and they eventually turned to the Catholic Church for assistance. As Robbie's experiences intensified, the involvement of medical professionals, spiritual advisors, and his family's struggle to find help became a central part of the story. The desperation to find a solution was palpable, and it would eventually lead them down a path that would change their lives forever. The events that were about to unfold would test the faith of those involved and push them to the limits of human endurance. The rituals that would be performed, the prayers that would be recited, and the sheer terror that Robbie would face would all culminate in a climax that would leave an indelible mark on their lives. The exorcism itself was a harrowing experience that would stay with those who witnessed it for the rest of their lives. The sounds, the smells, and the sheer intensity of the ritual would all combine to create an atmosphere that was both captivating and terrifying. Robbie's reactions during the process were dramatic, to say the least, and they continue to haunt those who are present to this day. As the ritual progressed, the tension mounted, and the sense of anticipation was palpable. Would the exorcism be successful, or would it fail, leaving Robbie to continue suffering at the hands of the entity that had taken hold of him? The final moments of the exorcism were a blur of chaos and intensity. The outcome would change the course of Robbie's life, and the lives of those around him, forever. In the end, the exorcism of Robbie Mannheim would have far-reaching implications for our understanding of possession and exorcism in modern society. It would raise questions about the nature of evil, the power of faith, and the human capacity to confront the unknown.